Hello. First off, I want to start out by saying I've never done a YouTube video, and this may not even turn out right, but there are a lot of things that I want to get off my chest that I've been sort of keeping in for a really long time. I believe in God. I am a Christian, and these are just a lot of opinions that I've had flowing that need to be said. Mainly, I wanted to say that before let's go back. I remember I was in high school, and George W. Bush was running against Al Gore. And I was wholeheartedly, full blown, a George Bush supporter. That's the very first time that I was ever really in political. I was involved with anything political. I didn't have poster boards for George W. Bush, but I remember he was running against somebody who, I don't remember his name, but he was somebody who loved marijuana, and there were several other people he was running against, including Al Gore. And I was mainly a supporter of George W. Bush because I didn't see how anybody could vote for the other ones. And well, George Bush got in, and we all know 9/11 happened, and it just sort of opened my eyes to well, maybe he isn't who he said that he was. But before that, like I said, I never really paid attention to because I was just a kid, and who cares about politics? And I didn't even know if I was a true Christian then either. Well, and then George Bush's 2 terms were up, and Barack Obama came on the scene. And at first, I didn't hate Barack Obama, but what he was running on didn't resonate with me, and I was totally put off by him. Over time during his campaigns, I saw right through him. I saw that he was a snake in the grass, and what he was saying was just a crock of lies. And when people started saying that they were just going to vote for him just because he was African American, I was like, yeah, this isn't going to be good for our country. And lo and behold, it wasn't, and everything he said was pretty much lies. And I went so far as to call him the Antichrist, which, who knows? Maybe he is the Antichrist. I don't know. But, no one really knows who the Antichrist is. But anyway, like I was saying, I saw right through Barack Obama. He was not fooling me for a second. And, I pretty much had him pegged. Well, and then flash forward through Barack Obama's 2-term presidency, and he tried to go for a third. Everybody knows that. And he was being funded by George Soros and a lot of other different political figures. But at first, I wasn't a Trump supporter. I was a Ted Cruz supporter because I'm from Texas, and he's a good senator. So I was like, yeah, he'll be a good fit. But then the ugly started coming out. And I still support Ted Cruz now because no one wants to vote for Beto O'Rourke. He's not even, his true name isn't even Beto, it's Robert. And, over time, I came around to Donald Trump. I still wasn't a firm political person, but he kind of grew on me because he started speaking from his heart and not from a teleprompter or fumbling over his words. He pretty much knows what he's going to say ahead of time, but it flows naturally. There is no pre-script or anything like that. And Donald Trump started growing on me, and I started listening to his campaigns. And then what really caught my eye was when the mainstream media started getting on it, and what they would say that he's saying wasn't even anything remotely close to what he had actually said. And all his rallies, they would mostly, like, not show the crowds and, like, try to paint him as, like, not filling any seats or anything, and I just kind of caught onto their lies and total bullshit. And the more I started paying attention, like, I was like, hey, he's, like, not a bad guy. He's actually really nice, and I did my research and all that, and came to find out that he's, like, who I wanted to vote for. And then he won. And I remember watching on the day his inauguration happened, and, like, yet again, the mainstream media was not portraying the crowd that showed up for him the way that it actually happened. They were saying people were doing riots there. That didn't even happen. And he had way more people than they were letting on. And even edited out video footage of the actual crowd that showed up for him. There were all the people in the inauguration area, but then outside, the streets were overflowing with people in support of him. But yet again, the mainstream media was not showing it accurately. And I was like, yet again, the mainstream boondoggle media was not even remotely being honest. And I remember watching on his inauguration show over the mainstream media, he prayed. There was prayer happening, and he was talking about support for every American, and that the lost will be lost no more, and the forgotten will be forgotten no more. And I remember sun shining down on where he was speaking from, almost like a sign from God that something new was going to happen, and it has been. Now we got people praying in the White House. Brett Kavanaugh was confirmed. Neil Gorsuch, and many other good people have been nominated for places within his cabinet. And I'm not much for prophecy, but I've been looking into prophecy, and many people say that the midterms are going to go in full favor in a heavy way for Donald Trump. And I support that, because what's good for the president, like what he does, directly affects us. And if we go against what Donald Trump's doing, like, we get no benefit from it. And now, jumping forward to the illegal caravan. It's not even a caravan, it's an invasion. Let's just be honest with it. People wearing Adidas, fresh new clothes. Like, there's no way they could come that far and look as clean cut as they do. Like, there's an operation going on. I'm pretty sure George Soros is behind it. Not even just him, probably the Clintons too, and the whole Democratic Party, including Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, and all those different people. And just a lot of different political heads are probably behind that. It hasn't been proven yet, hasn't come out, but I'm pretty positive of it. Well, I'll talk more in my next video, but that's just the main thing, is that, like, I am a Donald Trump supporter, and I did walk away from the Democratic Party since I started becoming more political, and I pray, like, every day for Donald Trump and his presidency, and I remember I didn't do that whenever George Bush was in office, but now that I'm older, I see that I probably should have, because I bet a lot of things would have been way different. But I'll talk more about where my mind is in the next video. God bless. Later.